Hi YouTube, it's Joe here from South East London. It's the first video I've done in quite a while actually. Had a really busy summer, took a group of young people away for a week or so on a camping trip, was back for a few days, then was off to Cuba for 2 weeks. So just with how things fitted in and the timescales, I basically had to put my shop on holiday mode for just over under a month actually. And it was great time away. It felt strange to have the shop on holiday mode, especially when you're at home still for a lot of that and you're not selling anything. But I did that because I wanted to get all my orders out and make sure if there was a problem, I was able to deal with it in the sort of time before I went away to Cuba, because Cuba doesn't have a particularly good internet, and I just didn't want to start getting loads of hassle when I was away on holiday. So yeah, it was good to have a sort of like a clean break from it. But yeah, no, great to be back. Got back on Tuesday. Picked up a load of sun. It was a great time in Cuba. Havana's amazing. Second time I've been there. Havana was really cool and a great time. But yeah, just great to be back and sort of selling stuff now again. Put the shop back up on sort of Tuesday, Wednesday. And I think I've done about £500 in the 6 days since then. So yeah, pleased with that. Here I've got a little list of the things that I've picked up and also some of the things I've got going out the door today. It's not particularly a huge amount of sales, but I have been checking up and reading a little bit on the Facebook group, and it seems that people in the UK have been struggling a little bit over this weekend or over the last week or so. So yeah, watch this space on that one. Hopefully things pick up a little bit. So I did go out onto my normal boot sale on Saturday morning. It was quiet, so as a result, as soon as anything came out of any sort of cars, there was loads of people around it. So you had all the guys who buy all the media stuff, you have all the trainer guys, etc., and it's not like they were all spread out across the field because there was loads and loads of cars, so I could find my stuff. It was basically a case of every car. If there was trainers, the trainer guys were there. If there was media, the media guys were there. So it was quite tricky to get some stuff. Still all right, still had one really good pickup, and yeah, I'll just whiz through and show you what I've got and then what I've sold. Picked up this box of Duplo for £1. It was full. It was a bit fuller than this, but it had quite a bit of mega blocks in it, and it's just for me. I just didn't want to sort of have to hassle of selling the mega blocks. There's nothing particularly exciting in it. There's no figures. There's a decent sized base plate. There's Lofty the crane, and there's like a crocodile in there. But for £1 for the box, that wasn't bad, and I should probably get about a tenner back on that. Saw this hyper hammer. I had a few squash rackets, and I don't know a huge amount about it. I do play squash, but the hyper hammer, Wilson hammer, always used to be so expensive when I was growing up. I remember them, and I remember if anyone had one of these, they'd were like over 100 quid back sort of 20 years ago. Looked it up. This one's a really good one. It sells for about 50 quid. It's recommended retail price 120, goes for about 50, 60 quid on eBay. So because mine's second hand, I should look to get about 30 back on that. But that was a quid as well. So yeah, I was really pleased for that. These were just a real random pickup. I've never had anything like this before. These are like neck braces. They're stiff neck. I think that's pronounced Laridol or Laridol. And they're sort of quite high quality neck braces. And there's 5 of them there. And the guy, I sort of bought a few bits off the guy, and he basically charged me £1 for all of them, so they worked out at 20p each. And these sell for, individually they sort of seem to go, if people want just one, seem to go for about 10 to 15 quid on eBay. So I might just do like all of them for 30 quid or something like that. So yeah, that was that was a good pickup for a quid. These I got out of a charity shop for 6 quid, these 501s, 3230, really nice dark blue, so they should sell for 25 quid quite comfortably. Yeah, in terms of the media stuff, one guy, what's happening there now is guys aren't almost looking through boxes of media, they're just sort of saying to the guys who get it constantly, how much do you want for the whole box, and they're not even looking at it, so they're just buying massive boxes of DVDs, massive boxes of CDs, and so it's quite tricky to get there. But one guy bought one of these boxes, and I was sort of half looking through it as he was negotiating with the guy, and I saw this, what's it called, Jamie Little compass, and it was brand new and sealed, and he basically bought all this stuff, and he goes, if for 3 quid he'd bought this whole box, and he was like, oh, did you want anything out of that? And there was a couple of CDs that I pulled out. One I sent to Magpie already, but I gave him a quid for the 2 of them, and this one goes for about 6 quid, so that wasn't bad. Guy had a PS3 and then loads of games with it, and he had his games in a bag, and he wanted £3 for each game. And I think of some of the other sellers on here, I know like people like Lee Retro Pickings and some of those guys say that we're better at sort of like the old games, and my knowledge of PS2 and SNES and GameCube and stuff like that is far better than Xbox 360 and PS3. So these were a little bit of a shot in the dark. I sort of recognised some of the titles and hoped there would be a bit of money in them, but I think they're all worth about a tenner, give or take. got Grand Theft Auto 5 and that's got the map and the blimp code in there. I don't know whether the blimp code's been used, but I'll list it as saying it's in there, but not sure if it's been used. That's why I sell that one. This is a good, Tekken Tag Tournament 2. These sort of Street Fighter games, Tekken games tend to do quite well. This Capcom Fate of Worlds 3, I've looked this one up in the past, the Fate of Worlds 2, and at that time this 3 had just come out, so it was going for really good money, and so it's going for fairly good money now, about a tenner again. And then this Ultra Street Fighter 4, so yeah, I thought I'd have that one as well. So yeah, they all go for about a tenner, and in the end it should have been 12 quid, but I paid tenner, gave it a tenner for the 4, so that wasn't bad. Having sort of showed people about this one and it's sort of been quite popular on the Facebook resellers group, I've not had it myself for ages. Operation Genesis is probably the best pickup I've had, and it's the sort of original version of it, the black cased original version, and with the instructions. So yeah, really pleased with that. That was again in a bundle of stuff and ended up paying about 50p a pound for that. Yeah, and this goes for about 35 quid and sells consistently. So yeah, really pleased to say, having told people about this about a year ago or so, I've not had one. So yeah, it's really great to have that, especially as some other guy had it in his hand, or he sort of turned over a load of PC games and just didn't spot it. So that was quite cool. And then this Viz box set, which is sealed. Again, this worked out at about a pound. I think I paid 50p. I paid 5 quid for 10 items off this one stall. That's what she was saying, and I said, and for her DVDs, and she said, "Oh no, does it include box sets?" And she's like, well, "I had about 8, I think, in total, and about 6 of them were box sets. Some which were friends' ones, which I've already sort of given away to somebody I know." So, yeah, that was good. This ink cartridge 338, paid a pound for that. It goes for about 10 quid. This zip disc, this is sealed. That's what sort of attracted me to it. And they were 50p each, just 4-pack of old school zip discs. There's not a huge amount of money in it. I might get about a tenner back for the pair. Probably wouldn't bother with that stuff in the future. A couple free Walkmans. These are a pound each. Haven't tested them yet, but there's a Sony one here. This seems to go for about 20 quid. Sony one here for about 15 quid, and then a Panasonic one which seems to go for around. Well, there's not many have sold of this, so I'll ask for about a tenner for that one. So yeah, they're a quid each. So do keep your eyes open. Sony, Panasonic, worth picking up even without headphones and stuff like that. And yeah, I've got a wee bundle. I picked this up the other day, and I didn't get around to showing you. Had 4 controllers. All the leads, etc., and some games. The guy wanted 25 quid for it, or 20 quid. I can't remember if I paid 20 or 15 quid for it. I paid like pretty top end for it. But the 4 controllers were great. And it also had this in it. It had the Xbox wireless Wi-Fi connector in there. So that was really great, because that goes for about 10 to 15 quid by itself as well. And some of the games, it had some GameCube games in there. And some of these things that you'd perhaps think of like fake games or sort of odd things that you might overlook or chuck away. I sort of did a little bit of research, and this freeloader sort of game goes for about £10. It's not a game, but it sort of enables you to play imported games. So that was quite good. And this cheats disc seems there's a bit of money in that as well. So, GameCube stuff, old stuff, it's worth checking up on bits and pieces like that you find in it. So that was cool. Went into the charity shop and picked up these for a pound each. Sleeping Beauty, Emperor's New Groove, which is new and sealed, and Robin Hood. Disney DVDs for a pound are always worth picking up. You can sell them in a bundle or do them individually if you've got the time. And then also got this Vicar and Dibley box set for £2.50, and this is a really good seller, particularly around Christmas. It sort of goes 20 up to sort of 35, 40 quid even sometimes. I think it has to be new for that, but yeah, I should get about 25 back on that. I've sold that a few times in the past. So yeah, those are the pickups from a couple from the charity shops and a couple of other bits. Obviously Jurassic Park, really pleased to get that and find that. In terms of things going out the door, sold just a Wii unit for 13 quid. I've got a load of Magpie sort of CDs in there, about 20 quid's worth, just all dead stuff. I've made my money back on the CD bundles that I buy on just selling the individual CDs, so that's all sort of just like profit in there. I've got 17 quid for, 15 quid and £1, sorry. Or something like that, 16 quid and £1 shipping for Pokemon Yellow, but it's the Spanish version. I tend to sell the 3 together, the red, blue and yellow, but if I get any sort of Spanish ones or German or French ones, I just sell those individually. So that was that. So that was a good sale on that one. This Moondog CD is going to Germany. Someone bought it through German eBay, and that worked out at like 9 quid with shipping on top, and I paid 10p for that. Sold Nas and Godson, Illmatic and Godson, got 5 quid for the pair of those. Again, these are 10p CDs, so not great money in them, but not bad. 6.50 for House of the Dead on the Wii, and I think 6.50 as well for Silent Hill 3 on the PS2. This little pair of Jordans went for 20 quid, a really nice condition, really cool. Yeah, with free shipping, having paid, I don't know, £4 on those maybe. And then these are in last sale. These have been a bit sticky. These Smarties mugs. This one's the one to look out for. The ones which are sort of branded, the Hornsey ones. These they're much better quality, and there's more Smarties on them than if you look at these ones, which are sort of like the generic ones. So I'll avoid these ones in the past. I might pick these up if they're the right price, but yeah, I only got £10 on the 4 with shipping, so not a particularly good sale. So that's that. So yeah, those are all the bits and pieces that I've sold. It was quite a good day. I say it's been quite a good week. Not particularly speedy. The best sale I had over the week was I sold, if you remember, I had a sort of little Muppets figure, an animal Muppets figure, a drummer, and I sold him for £60, having paid £5 for him. So that was the best sale of the week. But I've just not had time to do sort of daily updates or things like that, because catching up with work and things like that as I've been back, and I know I say all the time I'm really busy, but it just feels at the start of the year really busy. Got sort of a couple of students I'm picking up today who are going to be with the organisation I work for a year. Got another student starting his university course and being placed with us. So it's just settling all those guys in, making sure their placements are organised, getting back on top of the work that I've got to do, the groups, the fundraising, etc, etc, etc. So I will try and do sort of at least a weekly or a few videos when I get the time and get the chance, but I don't think they'll be quite as frequent as they were last year. Anyway guys, it's great to be back, and it's great to be sort of catching up on videos and seeing what people is up to. And I'll speak soon. Cheers.